It is 8 o'clock, and we welcome you, everybody, to the Ask Doc Live. It's not radio, really. Zoom here on our Ask Doc Live program. I just want to remind you that the content of this program is to provide nutritional education information only. This program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician. The FDA requires us to let you know that our products are not meant to treat, prevent, diagnose, or cure any diseases. But we're going to be hearing some testimonials of what the body can do when it's given the right ingredients and knowing how to, or knowing what those ingredients are. We have the man himself who has done over 30,000 autopsies, has publications that are considered national treasures, here to guide us. And I am just honored to be able to host him and be able to consider him my primary physician, the father, one of the co-fathers, founding fathers of epigenetics, which is proving the genetic theory is wrong, Dr. Joel Wallach. Dr. Wallach, thank you so much for being here with us. Welcome.
There we go, unmute.
Yep.
Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for all that you do and your team. We got lots to cover today because the CDC released a lot of information. Starting out with yesterday, we had 72,000 new cases of the coronavirus. 72,000 new cases. It's spiking here in America. Okay. The CDC came out and said it's spiking, no doubt about that. And they said in 2020, the number one cause of death in Americans was heart disease. So what's new? Number two cause of death in Americans was cancer. So what's new? But number three was the coronavirus. COVID-19 has moved up to number three killer of Americans. And then, of course, in August of last year, Johns Hopkins, very famous medical school and research hospital and university, came out and said they did a study on the top 8 causes of death in American hospitals. And number one was heart disease. Number two, you don't know if it's the heart disease killed you or the treatment for it. Number two is cancer. You don't know if it was the cancer or the treatment for it. And number three was medical errors. Number three, that's Johns Hopkins came out with that, and that's published. Number three cause of death in American hospitals each year is medical errors. Okay. And then, let's see here. We need to look at longevity as a thing of showing success in a program. And when you go and you look at a guy who was born in 1637 by the name of Dr. Lee Chin Yun, he lived in Shangri-La Valley in Hunza, which is a mountain community between Pakistan and China. He was born in 1637, and he died in 1933 at 256 years of age. Now, is that true? Or was it his grandfather and his daddy and he all had the same name? Well, I'm working on that to find out if that was true. The oldest living person in the industrialized world in the last century has been Jean Calment from France, who died at 122 years of age in 1997. The oldest living people now are Kane Tanaka from Japan. She's 118. Number two is Sister Andre. She's a French nun who had just survived the COVID virus, and she turned 117 a couple of months ago. And she's doing really well at 117, even though she had the COVID virus at 116. And then a week ago, Beverly Clary, an author of 50 children's books, very famous best-selling children's books, she died at 104. And the reason why I'm kind of sharing those things with you is there's a class of people called super centenarians, people who live beyond 110. And you can go to Siri and ask, how many super centenarians are there in America living and dead? Okay, how many in Germany? How many in England? And how many in France? And how many in Spain? And how many in Japan? And how many in China? And so forth. It'll freak you out how many thousands of super centenarians there are. Okay, it just blew me away when I started looking at it and really in great detail. They just don't make a big deal out of it because they don't want to be harassed and bothered by a lot of people trying to figure out their secrets. And of course, this is one of the things that we've been working on forever. And then in 2005, a guy by the name of Dan Buettner, who was an exercise physiologist, an exercise fiend, and wrote a lot of books and was always in magazines for exercise advice. He was a cover article on the National Geographic in 2005, and he created what he called the blue zones. And he called them the blue zones because he used a blue marker on a map to circle places that had high rates of 100-year-olds. So they called them the blue zones. That's what why did they call them the blue zones? Well, he used a blue marker to mark them on the map. But at any rate, he has 5, and with the exception of one, the first 4 are all island people to live on volcanic islands. Okay, Italian volcanic islands. Let's see here, Greek volcanic islands, and then you have Okinawa, which is a Japanese island. Then you have the Nicoya Peninsula, which is sort of a semi-island off of Costa Rica in Central America. And then number 5 are the people in Loma Linda, California, the Seventh-day Adventists. So what's their common denominator? Well, the first 4 are, again, they're volcanic island or peninsula people. In the Nicoya Peninsula, they have like 61 different volcanoes. They have, say, 4 to 6 active all the time. And it's these minerals are getting from down deep in the earth that are, and of course, Iceland just had a big volcanic eruption and a volcano that hadn't erupted in 6,000 years. And so that was cool. And that's why we have Icelandic water, because it's very heavy mineralized water. So we have Icelandic water. And but the Seventh-day Adventists have a very strict diet. They supplement heavily, which are really the only religion that tells people to supplement. Every other religion has a diet, but they don't require supplementation. All religions have a diet, and this is why they got a foothold in a community, was because they had some kind of plague or pandemic or terrible things happening, and somebody came along with a diet and herbs and things to get rid of the symptoms and support people's immune system, and so that established a diet for that faith. Okay. And we're kind of working on another book coming out with all those kind of things in there. Our pandemic, the COVID-19, started in 1882 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You've heard this before. Monday, September 4th, 1882, on the bluff overlooking the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, and in New York City. And within a couple of years, they started having pandemics. And of course, 1918 was the big one, the Spanish flu. In October of 1918, we lost 100, let's see here, it was 195,000 people in 1 month died of the Spanish flu. In the 2 years that it was really rocking and rolling, we lost 657,000 died. That was Americans only. 20 million people from India died in 6 months, and 110 million people in India caught the virus in 6 months. And after that came the Asian flu. Then we had HIV, and then we had polio, and then we had, let's see here, H1N1. Then we had SARS and MERS, and then we came out with our CD 2003 called Hell's Kitchen. And then in 2005, the book came out, and Hell's Kitchen tells the story, goes back to 1882. About the story actually goes back 10,000 years before that, when people were using wood for fuel and using the wood ashes, not only for fertilizer in their gardens, but also as a mineral supplement. But when we went electricity, we gave all that up. And then people began to talk about, bless you, people began to talk about genetics, because that was the darling time of genetics. It had just come out and everybody's excited about genetics. So all these new diseases that doctors had never seen before, which are really just nutritional deficiency diseases, they called them genetic diseases, like diabetes and high blood pressure and arthritis. And then there's some that are autoimmune lupus and fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis. None of that's true. None of them are that. They're either all genetic, none of them are genetic, none of them are autoimmune. They're either a nutritional deficiency or a combination of a nutritional deficiency and a bug that's jumped on them. The one that's a classic is rheumatoid arthritis. Is not a autoimmune disease, as doctors will tell you, and they just give you prednisone and cortisone to give you some relief. but it's a simple nutritional deficiency, arthritis. Okay, that's why we came with a healthy bone and joint pack for that. But then there's a bug on it called mycoplasma, which is kind of halfway between a virus and a bacteria, mycoplasma. There is an antibiotic called minocycline, like the bait fish, which will kill that bug. So you need a 6 to 8 week course of a prescription antibiotic called minocycline. You take our healthy bone and joint pack and some MSM and vitamin D3 and rheumatoid arthritis. I don't care if you've had it for 40 years and 40 days, it'll go away. Okay, so you take your choice, which way you're going to go. Now, with all that said, there's 90 essential nutrients we need. And of course, our Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, our BTT 2.0, the core of that has 215 nutrients in it, the 90 essential nutrients, and another 115 that have essential nutrients in it, but they haven't been classified as yet. Okay. So when you take the BTT 2.0, you're getting 215 nutrients, including the agreed upon 90 essential nutrients. I take that twice a day plus everything else, including the EFAs. EFAs are essential nutrients. They make up most of the structure of the cell walls of every type of cell in your body. They're required for a brain cell function, required for endocrine gland function, your thyroid gland, your adrenal glands, testicles, ovaries, all that kind of stuff, require the omega-3s, your muscles, bones, everything, your bone marrow to make antibodies and make white blood cells that kill the viruses require EFAs. And most people don't consciously deal with that. And so that's why we put them in there. I only weigh 142 pounds, and I take 2 Healthy Brain and Heart packs per month at 142 pounds. A little heavy handed, but that's fine because I'm busy and have a lot of stuff going on for 28 hours a day, right? As they say. And so I take 3 of the EFAs twice a day and 3 of the EFA pluses twice a day. So what's the difference? Well, the EFAs come from seeds. Okay. We're talking about like sesame seeds and things like that. And the EFA pluses come from fish livers. Okay. And so we kind of hedge our bet by getting 2 different sources of the EFAs and EFA pluses. And I take 3 of each twice a day, which everybody should also, especially kids when they're going to school and they have trouble with thinking and so forth. They need those EFAs. Make sure they're getting their eggs, soft yolks, soft scrambled butter. Hard-boiled eggs won't count because you've killed the EFAs by heating them up like that. And so this is why we have so many books and CDs and DVDs and so forth. And of course, we throw in the seaweed. We got the Fucoid Z capsules. We got the Z Radical, which is a liquid form of that product. And then we have Ocean's Gold. And then we have one that's sort of been rebuilt. One of my favorites was the mineral caps. It was just each cap equaled 1 ounce of the liquid minerals, and it sort of disappeared for a while. But that's because we were kind of sneak building a product, which we call Aquamins, which is half the mineral cap and half Fucoid Z in one capsule. So I'm adding that. I'm not taking anything out of my program, but I'm adding that to my program. I'll take 3 of those twice a day, be 2 bottles a month of the, let's see here, of the mineral, aqua minerals. Okay. So I'm kind of excited about that new product that's available now. And if you do that, there's one other thing you have to do. Get a vaccination. Well, that's okay if you want to, but what you really need to do is avoid gluten, because people who have all these problems, they got 18 different pre-existing conditions. That's why pharmacist Keith and I came up with the red warning lights CD. That's been selling like crazy because people didn't realize that all these red warning lights, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 of them, indicate different nutritional deficiencies, and they indicate you're not going to respond well to the infections of the pandemic viruses, and you're not going to respond well to a vaccination. I don't know if you remember, Rebecca, but I've been saying that over and over and over. There's going to be a highly variable response to the vaccinations, which is exactly what's happening now. We're getting so many people who say, oh, I had my second vaccine, okay, in the proper time, and then 2 months later, I got the COVID. My mom had the 2 vaccines, proper time, and then 2 months later, she died of COVID. What's going on here? What'd your mom eat for breakfast for 80 years? Well, she had oatmeal. That was her favorite for breakfast every morning. Did she eat spaghetti? Oh, yeah. We went to the spaghetti factory 3 nights a week. Did she like pizza? Oh, yeah. We had pizza 2 nights a week. And then what about tortillas? Oh, she loved those flour tortillas. Okay, well, it's all that gluten. Those villi in her intestines went away. She lost 98% of her absorptive surface. And this is why we have a difference in the race, bless you, why we have the difference in the races and their susceptibility to, and the death rate in these different races are because of their diets. It has nothing to do, and I'll give you a quick example here. This is a great example because everybody points to the indigenous people as number one. They have the highest death rate per 100,000 infections. Second come the Black people. Thirdly come the Pacific Polynesian people, such as Hawaii and Alaskan Polynesians, okay? And then comes the white folks, and then comes the Latinos, and then comes the Asians. The Asians have the lowest rate of infections and deaths of any population when it comes to these pandemics of all kinds. So what's going on? And of course, everybody's pointing their fingers, genetics, and there was this new guy came out with a big study a couple of days ago, and he didn't say Wallach was right, but he said that there's no doubt about it. The vitamin D3 is very important to, improve your immune system because it helps your bone marrow make white blood cells and antibodies and so forth. But I think he probably looked into that because I've been saying that for 25 years. And what's the connection between vitamin D3 and your immune system? Well, your bone marrow is your immune system. If you can't absorb minerals, your bone marrow is dead and it's nothing but fat and connective tissue. And the doctor's talking, oh, you have bone marrow dysplasia and you need a bone marrow transplant. No, you need to get off of gluten and take the 90 essential nutrients, right? So that's the difference there. But this guy said, well, that's why it's so important for Black people to take vitamin D3 orally because they can't, convert vitamin D to vitamin D from D2 to D3 because of their Black skin, the melanin in their skin. Well, that's kind of why everybody's saying it's a racial thing. No, I'll give you one big example here. Let's look at two countries, Nigeria and Brazil. They both have about 208 million people. Nigeria is comprised of 98% Black African tribal people. Okay, 98%. I mean, they got dozens and dozens of different tribes and bands and so forth, but they're all Black. They have 2,000 dead from the coronavirus and 162,000 infections. They live on maize, corn, rice, sweet potatoes, beans, squash, and seaweed because they live on the west coast of Africa and they live like Asians. The Brazilians, okay, 47% white from Europe who immigrated there, 47% mulattoes, which are half Black and half white biracials, and the others are 100% Black. Okay. And they have, instead of 2,000 dead like Nigeria, they have 318,000 dead. Is 318,000 more than 2,000? Quite a bit. And now they have 12.5 million infections, or 12.5 million infections more than 162,000 infections. So what's the difference? Well, the Brazilians live on nothing but wheat, brown rye, and oats because the Europeans that came to Brazil, primarily from England and Spain, brought wheat, barley, rye, and oats with them. They planted it and showed these people how they could have a consistent, dependable source of nutrition by growing grains, okay, instead of just eating wild berries and things like that. And so that's what the difference is. Okay, and here's a country that's half white and half biracial, has 12 million infections and 318,000 dead. And here's an all Black country that has 2,000 dead and 162,000 infections. You can only attribute it to their diet and being able to absorb stuff. Of course, they're eating algae from Nigeria. They're eating algae off the coast and seaweed and that kind of stuff is part of their diet. And so eating like Asians, they are doing very well. I guess I have to throw one Asian comparison there for you. So let's compare Japan and Mexico. Mexico has moved up to number 2 in deaths behind America. We're number 1 in deaths. Let's see here. As of this morning, we had 31,246,420 infections in America. 31,246,420 infections in America of the COVID. That's 25% of the world's numbers of infections. As of this morning, we had 566,616 dead. Okay, so let's look at Japan and Mexico. Mexico has 2.2 million infections and 321,000 dead. Japan, with the same population, has 472,000 infections and 9,000 dead. Is 9,000 less than or more than 321,000? Is 472,000 more or less than 2.2 million? And it's the diet. They have the exact same population. The Mexicans are the classic Latino people. They just live on wheat, butter, and oats. They drink wheat, butter, and oats. And interestingly enough, their top selling beer is called Corona beer, like the coronavirus. I thought that was funny. Okay. And then Japan, everything they eat is maize, rice, sweet potatoes, beans, squash, and seaweed. And so their intestines are good in the Japanese, plus they're getting all the minerals from the sea and the seaweed, right? And of course, Okinawa is their blue zone island off the mainland Japan. And compared with our Hawaiians, they have 120 dead in Okinawa from the COVID. They have 8,000 infections. Hawaii has 29,000 infections, almost 30,000 infections, and 463 dead. So they have 4 times the death rate and three and a half, almost 4 times the infection rate as the Okinawans. What's the difference? Well, the Okinawans eat strictly like Asians, and the Hawaiians, since Pearl Harbor was bombed and we moved our Navy in there, they've been eating like North American mainland people.
So,
There you
Dr.
go.
Wallach, yeah, you know, I have been told since I was little, because of the color of my skin, because the color of my hair, and having, I guess, the Irish back, heritage, that I can expect to have poor health. And I actually got an email from a gentleman as well, who is fair-skinned, red-haired, and has all these things going on with him, and that it's all because of the color of his hair, the color of his skin. Can you respond to that? I know it has a lot to do with what you just spoke about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me do that. Okay. The Irish are part of the UK, United Kingdom. It's England, Northern Ireland. Let's see here, Scotland and Wales make up the UK, which is a combined population of 67 million people, which include the Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the UK has 4.3 million infections and 126,000 dead as of yesterday. So the Irish is not because of their fair skin and their red hair, it's because of the Irish diet. Everything they drink, whether it's scotch, bourbon, rye whiskey, beer, everything they eat is wheat, barley, and oats because they're part of the English. Okay. And so the Englishmen introduced them to wheat, barley, and oats. Why should we give oats to our horses, not to us, right?
That's right. That's right. Those scones are pretty good. The high
Yeah.
time tea, and all the goodies.
And the bread and the spaghetti and the noodles. Eat chicken rice soup. Don't eat chicken noodle soup. I have pizza 3 nights a week for dinner, and I have pizza 2 times in the morning for breakfast every week, but it's made with cauliflower. It's gluten-free pizza. It's not just pizza from Domino's. Okay, it's a frozen gluten-free. And have lamb chops in between those times. Oh, I love lamb chops, medium rare. And I have sweet potatoes or wild rice. And let's see here, I also throw in, vegetables. I have a salad at least once a day, either at lunch or dinner time, depending on my schedule. And, I use our salt, our pink Himalayan salt for breakfast on my rice and sweet potatoes and eggs, which have soft yolks. And then at night, I'll use pink Himalayan salt with our black Roundup pepper in it. So it's a little spicier, a little bit different. And people say, well, don't you get bored? Did you ever have a dog? Oh, yeah, I had a dog for 20 years. Did you have to change his diet all the time? No, I gave him the same thing every day for 20 years. Well, he rushed right in there and ate it down and wagged his tail and loved you for it, right? Well, that's why I am. I wag my tail, okay? And I'm happy to have the same thing every day because it's going to add 25 to 50 healthy years of my life, help me avoid an enormous amount of unnecessary misery, help me avoid an enormous amount of unnecessary cost and expense. So why would I want to get off of that just to do something stupid? Okay. And so I want to do something right. I'm going to do something right every time I put something in my mouth, food, drink, whatever. It's going to be perfect. Um, and so I've been doing this for over 73 years. I'll be 82 here in a couple of months. In June, I'll be 82. I'm using the Chinese method of aging. Okay. The Chinese know for a fact, and they're quite correct, when you're born, you're already 9 months old. Your birth date is not your age start. Your age start is conception. And so when you're 3 months old, you're really a year old already because you were born at 9 months, and birth is just an event in your life's path. It doesn't mark when you start your aging, according to the Chinese. So I use the Chinese method of aging. And so everybody will get 9 months added on. Oh, he died at 80. No, he died at 81.
Right. Okay, so let's go back to the whole cauliflower
Mhm,
pizza thing.
mhm.
Because Beatrice, she has been looking for cauliflower pizza, and she purchased a three cheese cauliflower pizza. And then when she was reading the ingredients, Dr. Wallach, they have sunflower oil, extra virgin oil. Um, so what, because you say absolutely no bottled oils.
Yes. Well, we get ours from Costco. Okay.
Okay.
And so we don't have that kind of worry. Okay. And it's just if they get a batch in there that has on the label that's got oils in it, I would just have 4 cheeses on top of rice and make it a rice pizza.
So just reading labels and finding the one
Yes,
that's the right one.
that's correct. And once you find the right one, stick with it. And and we always buy like 10 of everything and put, we got a freezer big enough to put an elephant in. And so we're always good for say 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and the same way toilet paper. Oh, they're gonna run out of toilet paper. Well, we have a 6 year supply of toilet paper. Okay. And it's one of those things where that's how I learned that on the farm. You never want to get people eat. Hello? Are
Oh,
we
you're
still
back,
here?
Dr. Wallach.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. They were texting me, so I had to get them off of there. So at any rate, um, I just want to make sure that everybody knows it's doable, but you've got to pay attention. Is it not worth paying attention to add 25 to 50 healthy years of your life? Is it not worth it to save yourself an enormous amount of unnecessary misery? Again, it's just scary when you look at how many people die. When you look at the emergency room, trauma surgeons, medical doctors, okay, their average lifespan, CDC came out with that just a couple of weeks ago. They said their average lifespan, their life expectancy for these trauma surgeons for emergency rooms and hospitals is 57. That's because they don't pay attention to what they eat. Okay, now you get run over by a truck and you're bleeding internally, you need to go to the emergency room. But on the other hand, for your daily life, you need to make sure you're staying away from the bad stuff, you're doing all the good stuff, and supplement. You cannot get everything you need by just eating well. Any doctor who ever said, even to 10 people, you can get everything you need just by eating well, should be put in jail for being a mass murderer, because nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. Okay. And nutritional minerals are required by all vertebrates. Okay, whether you're a wombat or an alligator or an elephant or a giraffe or a human being or a parrot, or it doesn't matter, all vertebrates require 90 essential nutrients. And the only way you're going to get them guaranteed is to supplement with them, because plants only need 3. If you look at the commercial fertilizers that they sell to wheat farmers and corn farmers and soybean farmers and so forth, they only have 3 nutrients in them. NPK. You've heard of NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. And that's all a plant needs to give the farmer the maximum yield in terms of tons and bushels per acre. Farmer does not get paid by the nutritional value of the food. He gets paid for tons and bushels. So he's going to go for a cheap fertilizer that gives him the maximum yield. And so once you know that, then you understand why you have to supplement. If you're not prepared to supplement, you'll save yourself a lot of misery by just jumping in the ocean 10 miles offshore and try to swim home.
So now, Dr. Wallach, I also want to go back to the rheumatoid arthritis and getting the
Mm-hmm.
minocycline, because
Mm-hmm.
one of my questions that came in this week,
Mm-hmm.
a 40-year-old woman, she has rheumatoid arthritis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She heard you talking about minocycline for mycoplasma bacteria. as part
Well, it's a
of
mycoplasma. It's
RA.
a different class of bugs. It's not a bacteria.
Okay. Her rheumatologist and other docs have been unwilling to give it to her.
Well, of course not. They got kids in college and the tuition is due.
So she's wondering what she can do to get it.
Well, get on the phone and start calling rheumatologists out of the phone book.
Okay.
Okay. Or she can go to a pharmacy and say, hey, what doctors prescribe minocycline? And they'll give her the name and phone number of the doctors. So there's all kinds of ways to find the doctors. Okay. But that's a prescription item, and she needs a 6 to 8 week course of that. She needs, if she has other things like high blood pressure and diabetes, and she may have, she's on dialysis, you understand, and fatty liver, um, congestive heart failure, thyroid problems. Then she's also going to need to, supplement with a heavy-handed thing, the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, and all the other various things required for those different problems. Okay, but she's got to get off of gluten, no wheat, brown, or rye, so she can absorb the minocycline. You have to be able to absorb it. There's a lot of people, for instance, when they have diabetes, and they get put on metformin, which is an oral. I'm hearing a lot of noise in the background, throwing pots and pans.
I got it.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, I'm sorry to interrupt. I posted a link for the article for the rheumatoid arthritis treatment of minocycline that is from the Rheumatoid Arthritis Foundation. So you can print that out and take it to your doctor, and then you have evidence that it is an actual treatment and is being given.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, okay, well, that's a good interruption. Okay, that's a worthy interruption. Thank you. Okay. That's a rheumatology foundation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll
You're
get
welcome.
that too. Okay, so there you go. That answers that question. So where else are we going here?
Okay, so Dr. Wallach, let's go ahead and go to our first handout. But before we do, I just want to thank everybody for joining us here at AskDocLive.com. And just as a friendly reminder, if you were invited to watch this program by anybody, and one of your friends, acquaintance, make sure that you get back with them when it comes to any questions that you might have in regards to what you should take or where you should get the product, because that person that shared this program with you has a vested interest in making sure that you're getting what you need. They care, and we want to make sure that you get back with them. For people who have never spoken with anybody, heard about us, through the radio or part of our newsletter, we do have a call team that is standing by at 855-949 7234. Too many numbers here. And also you can do a reply to your invitation to this program or to one of the newsletters if you are a newsletter subscriber. We are here to help. We do have a team of certified holistic health coaches that are standing by to make sure you get exactly what you need based on Dr. Wallach's research. We do also have on our AskDocLive.com, we have a store that will have all of the products that Dr. Wallach mentions. It also has his most popular books, so you can find his books there as well. And we have a contact us. So with that contact us, you can also submit your questions. So I want to make sure I got that all out of the way, Dr. Wallach, because we have several hands. We have several comments in the chat. Let's get started. The first person that we're going to go to is John C. So John, if you could unmute yourself, and I do have his question here as well if he's not able to unmute. So let me get that. So John C. has Graves' disease, Dr. Wallach, was diagnosed, was put on, he was put on a prescription, then he gained 30 pounds. The doctor said that the body is doing what is normal. So grandmother and mother had thyroid issues. He is 6 foot, 50 years old, 250 pounds, and he would greatly appreciate your input. And he did come unmuted, so if you have any questions, he'll be able to answer those.
Okay, thank you. John C., again, I missed the age thing. At 6 foot, 250
50.
pounds, 50 years old. Okay. All right. So your grandmother had thyroid issues, your mom had thyroid issues, and what your doctor's implying there that it's a genetic thing, you're gonna have to learn to live with it. Just keep coming in here. I'll write you a prescription. Okay. So you're going to help put his kids through college if that's what you do. Thyroid disease is not a genetic thing. That's why I'm considered one of the two founders of the science of epigenetics, which has replaced genetics. The reason why 3, 4, 5 generations of people have the same disease is not a genetic thing. It's the diet that was passed on from grandma to mom to you. It's where you lived. Well, yeah, well, we've lived on the same farm for 5 generations. Well, that's why you all have the same diseases. Okay, it has nothing to do with your genes. It has to do with what you eat. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you wear Lees or Wranglers. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's a joke. Okay, jeans, Lees and Wranglers. Okay, okay. And so, at any rate, at 250 pounds, John C. needs to get off of all the bad stuff. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, around, no sugar. And because he's got a thyroid issue, he also needs to give up all the cruciferous vegetables. Okay, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and kale. Got to get rid of them. And then I'd have him take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose of everything twice a day. I want him also to get the MSM, so he can get 1 bottle a month and take 3 twice a day. He needs to take 3 of our vitamin D3 capsules 3 times a day. It'll be 3 bottles a month. He needs 2 bottles of the, let's see here, glucogel capsules. So he can take 5 twice a day. If he prefers the liquid, he could take 2 quarts a day, take an ounce twice a day. And then in the middle of the day, he needs to take our collagen peptides. A dose of that's a powder. Put a scoop in with your liquid drinks and mix that in. I do that once a day at noon, collagen peptides. And then the secret sauces here for specifically for thyroid issues are Fucoid Z. You can take 3 of those twice a day as a powder, or you can take Z Radical, an ounce of that twice a day as the liquid. It's made from seaweed, 8 or 9 different seaweeds and algae, full of all the stuff that thyroid needs. And then we have Ocean's Gold. I also take 3 of those. Why do I duplicate? They're kind of closely related. That's all right. Because I'm so busy. You know, I work 28 hours a day. I'm 82 years old, and so I hedge my bet and I just duplicate where I can. So I also take 3 of the Ocean's Gold twice a day. Again, it's an algae, but from a different ocean. Okay. And these thyroid issues resolve themselves extremely quickly. It's usually within weeks. I don't care if you've had a goiter for years and years and years and years and years. In a couple of weeks, it could go away. But this diet and the supplement program has to be forever. You can't ever go back to your old ways, because then within 6 months to a year, your thyroid problems will come back. Okay, so I hope that helps John C. out.
All right, so Graves' disease is related to the thyroid.
It is. Just a guy by the name of Graves named it after himself.
Mm-hmm. All right.
He was an Englishman. Typical.
All right, there you go, John. I hope that is helpful for you. Next, let's go to Michael's beautiful wife. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
What's Michael's wife's first name?
Oh, wait, go ahead and let's see. Let's try unmuting. Oh, wait. Try again. There we go. We got it.
Okay.
Hello. What's your name?
My name is Carol.
Okay, and Carol, how can I help you?
First of all, I wanted to update you on my husband. We had talked a couple weeks ago, and he is 81. He's 6 foot, and you gave us a lot of supplements to take, and he's on dialysis. And we've had to go we started out trying to give him a lot of everything, and we had to kind of cut back to, because his system is extremely sensitive. We're trying to get him off, because he is diabetic. We're trying to get him off of the.
How long ago was that?
We only just started about a week ago.
Oh, so he's only been on our program a week.
Right. And one of the things that we've come across is that he's very sensitive to taking too many supplements. He's sensitive to medication, sensitive to supplements.
No, he's just stubborn. Okay, here's the deal. Stop there. Okay. Okay, if he wants to get rid of diabetes, we can do that in weeks, but he's gonna have to do as I say. If he wants to get rid of arthritis, we can get rid of that in weeks, but he's got to do what I say. If he wants to get rid of dialysis, I can get rid of that in weeks, but he's got to do what I say. Okay. A treatment for all these diseases after 81 years of doing everything wrong. Okay, this can end abruptly. You
Okay,
understand what I'm saying?
yes,
He can die tonight.
okay,
Okay. And so you've got to jump on this, and you can't piecemeal it. Well, I'll just take one of these, and next week I'll try 2 of those. You're not going to get the result.
okay,
Okay. I've been doing this for over 50 years. Okay. And so the people just jump in and say, hey, I'm going to do this, and they do it correctly. They get the results. I take people that have not urinated. Okay. They have not urinated in 10 years. They have not urinated in 10 years. Okay. They had to be on dialysis 6 days a week for 10 years, but they were on dialysis 3 days a week for 15 years before that. So they're on dialysis for 25 years because they didn't want a kidney transplant. Okay. And then I get them on the program I told for your husband. And in 2 weeks' time, they start urinating again after 10 years of not urinating. So the doctors drop their dialysis to 3 days a week. And in 2 more weeks, they're totally off of dialysis after 25 years of being on dialysis. Now, if he
okay,
wants to play with dialysis forever or dive while he's thinking about it, then go ahead. Okay.
went
But he can't pick and choose what he's going to do. He either takes the formula or he doesn't.
okay. He was taking the Tangy Tangerine Original, and I'm not quite sure why, but it seems to be very, makes him cold, if that makes sense.
Okay, stop. Does he have diabetes?
Yes,
Okay, well, he's getting reactive hypoglycemia because suddenly now all his insulin is working. Okay, because he's getting all the nutrients necessary for the insulin to work. And so his blood sugar is dropping. And that's why he's getting cold. Okay, so he's got to, has he taken metformin? What's he taken?
no, we're using Lantus. We're using Lantus at night, and it's because he's on peritoneal dialysis that we're having to use the Lantus, because that drives his blood sugar up.
Yeah,
But-
okay, let me ask you another quick question here. Let's see here. Does he, after having a dinner, does he go sit on the couch and watch TV and fall asleep within an hour?
No,
Okay, he never gets drowsy after he eats.
no.
Okay, does he have gray hair?
Some, yes,
Okay, does he have varicose veins? His
no,
legs? Okay, does he have hemorrhoids?
no.
Okay, which are varicose veins in a funny place. Okay. And so you're telling me he does not have gray hair in his hair, his beard or something? I don't believe
Oh, he
you.
does have gray hair in his beard, and he has some gray hair in his, yes.
Okay, well, you said no.
Okay, well then I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Yeah, well, that's when I start disbelieving everything you say when you answer me like that, okay?
Oh, okay. In other words, his hair's not completely gray, but it is grayish.
I don't care if it's one hair.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You're
I said,
right.
does he have any gray hair? You said no.
Oh, sorry, I'm wrong.
Okay. No, it's white. Oh, okay. Okay, so he's got to get on this program, and he could divide up into 3 doses a day instead of 2 doses a day. Don't try and take it all at once. I have people try and slam all that down at one time a day, and they're taking 200 pills and capsules and liquids and everything at one meal, and no wonder they're all screwed up. Okay, if he feels that taking it twice a day is not quite enough, then break it up into a third 3 times a day.
Okay,
Okay, so that's the way to deal with it, is deal with the dosage as opposed to stopping taking this and stopping taking that and so forth. All right.
okay. I do have another question about myself. if
Okay.
that's-
Quickly.
Okay, quickly. I'm 71, 5'7.5", weigh 112. Have a number of issues going on. Started out with hypothyroidism, got systemic candidiasis, leaky gut, SIBO, went to Hashimoto's. Now they're saying Parkinson's. So I am hoping you can help out.
Okay, do you have any skin problems?
No,
Eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, dry skin?
no.
Do
A
you have any
dry
bowel?
skin, yes. Dry skin, yes.
Okay. And then you say you have gut problems. Do you have celiac disease, diverticulitis? Do you have Crohn's disease? Do you have irritable bowel syndrome? What do you got?
I don't have anything labeled like that, but I have a lot of food sensitivities and many products go into my gut and it hurt. It
Okay.
goes in bubbles.
Okay, enough. Do you have any respiratory stuff? Asthma, COPD, bronchitis?
No,
Any ringing in the ears, tinnitus? Any balance problems?
occasionally, yes.
Okay. All right. Are you dyeing your hair?
Yes.
Looks awful dark for a 71-year-old woman. Okay. Okay. So that's why I like to look at people, because I get to ask them questions and find out what's going on here. Yeah. So you're going to have all kinds of problems. Do you have varicose veins?
Just one.
Spider veins?
Yes, spider
The
veins.
answer is yes. Okay.
Yes.
Spider veins, varicose veins. Yeah. Well, the varicose veins and spider veins are caused by the same deficiency that causes gray hair.
Oh, okay.
Also, ruptured aneurysms in your brain and aorta or in your heart are caused by the same deficiency that causes gray hair and spider veins and varicose veins. Michael Jackson died at 51 from ruptured aortic aneurysm, but he had complete loss of skin color, vitiligo, by the time he was 18 years old, had to wear a wig because his hair was snow white when he was 18. Okay. And that's why he wore the gloves with all the jewels in it to hide his snow white hands, because he's a black guy, right?
Yeah.
And so he died at 51 of a ruptured aortic aneurysm because doctors were saying, well, there's nothing we can do for you. You know, this is just a genetic thing. And he died at 51. When all he had to do is get off of gluten and take the 90 essential nutrients, he'd still be alive today.
Got you. Okay.
Okay. So we need you to do that. Okay. At 112 pounds, I want you to take one healthy brain and heart pack per month. I want you to get off all the bad foods like your husband, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, brown, rye oats. One healthy brain and heart pack. I want you to get another bottle of our selenium, not from Walgreens, but our selenium has 5 cofactors in it, one of which will make your hair color come back, make the varicose veins and spider veins go away. Okay. And help you with cartilage and ligaments and tendons, connective tissue and disc between the vertebrae and skin wrinkles and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And of course, at your age and your husband's age, you guys are highly susceptible to a bad outcome from an infection with the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
So you need these things to rebuild your bone marrow so you can make white blood cells and antibodies, red blood cells and platelets. Have you ever had to go in for a B12 or an iron shot because you're anemic or had low platelets?
No.
Okay, good. What about your husband?
Years and years and years ago, he got B12 shots, like when he was 20.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And so these things are all caused by your intestines being dead because you're eating gluten.
Mm-hmm.
So you must give it up.
We've given that up for many years.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay.
One last thing about
this is it. I got to move on. So
Okay.
go ahead quickly.
The other thing is they say that I have osteoporosis, and I have used your OsteoFX, which I really, really like a lot.
So what's the question?
The question is, how many times a day can you take it, and when is the best time to take it?
Take it with meals. You can take it 3 times a day, but don't forget the 90. Don't forget that healthy brain and heart pack. Okay.
Okay. Got
and
it.
don't forget the MSM, which makes your bone marrow happy. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know how you're doing, how your husband's doing. We walk you guys through this. And thank you for sharing the truth, because this helped educate a lot of people. Your information will help save a lot of people when you call back in a couple of weeks and you have a good testimony.
Excellent.
Okay. Let's see here. Rebecca.
All right. Thank you, Carol. It says I'm muted, but it says, can you hear me, Dr. Wallach?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. My thing was saying I'm muted, unmute. So thank you, Carol, so much for sharing about yourself and your husband and giving us that information. And I just wanted to add, Dr. Wallach, you know, when we have been, you know, bombarded by toxins for so long, our cells are full of toxins. And when we flood our bodies with this nutrition that's able to absorb, we're going to be flushing out those toxins. So there is going to be a little bit of like detox, you know, mild flu-like symptoms, but push through it, because it is so worth it to get that out of your system and let your body start to do what it's designed to do.
Well, you want to detox?
Well, we've got a really good one if you want to detox, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's called Herbal Rainforest.
And it
13
tastes
detoxifying herbs and
tastes
75
so
minerals.
good.
And little kids like it.
Yep. Well, big kids like it too. But yes, the herbal rainforest is an amazing detox as
Yeah, it's a
well.
liquid. You can add it to your liquids. I take it once a day. I tried taking it twice a day. It was too much. It gave me diarrhea. So I went to once a day. Rather than trying to do a half ounce twice a day, I just do 1 ounce at breakfast. That works out perfect for me. I've been doing that ever since we came out with that product 20 years ago.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Mm.
Okay, let's next go to Margaret, who has her hand up. Margaret, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi. Hello, Margaret. Uh-oh. Can't hear you.
Let's try again. Margaret, go ahead and unmute yourself. Do you see my request there? No?
It'll be on your screen,
There we go.
Margaret. It'll be on your screen.
Okay, so down in the lower left-hand corner, do you see the little microphone? If you click on that, it should allow you to unmute yourself. There you are. You got it. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Margaret.
My name is Margaret, and I have trigger finger and a little arthritis in fingers. I mean, stiff joints.
Okay. Now, do you have any ringing in your ears, any tone or tinnitus in your ears ringing?
No,
Do you ever have hiccups?
yes,
Okay. Let's see here. Do you ever have balance or dizziness issues?
no,
Okay. Did you ever have Bell's palsy where one side of your face droops?
no,
Okay. Do you have any varicose veins or spider veins in your legs?
yes,
Now, the reason I ask that, you have really beautiful silver hair, okay, which is a deficiency. It's not aging, it's caused by deficiency. And that same deficiency will cause varicose veins and spider veins. It'll cause a breakdown of the walls of the veins and arteries and cause varicose veins and aneurysms. Also, it'll cause a breakdown, that same deficiency will cause a breakdown of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, osteoporosis of the skull. When you have tinnitus ringing in the ears,
no. Oh, yeah, okay.
do you have anything going on with your heart? Any irregular heartbeat or
Oh, no, everything's okay.
everything's okay with the heart?
Yep.
Where are you from originally? You have an accent.
Ireland.
Ireland. Ah, there you go. By God and by gosh. Okay. All right. So how can I help you today?
So we got to get the,
The trigger fingers?
and that, yeah,
Okay. Now here's what's happening. Do you ever get tingling or numbness in the back of your neck and your skull and that kind of stuff?
no, no, just cramps once in a while.
Okay, but you get stuff going on in your fingers and your wrist and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Is your okay? What's happening here? Your skull is squeezing your spinal cord as it's coming out of the back of the skull, and causing these things. Your trigger fingers. Okay, that's what causes trigger fingers, not in your fingers. Just like when people get, it's a peripheral neuropathy. Just like when people get tingling and numbness and hammer toes in their feet. It's not a foot problem. They have low back problems called sciatica, squeezing the sciatic nerves coming out of the lower spinal cord, which cause that stuff going on in the feet. Do you have sciatica? Do you have things going on in your lower back and your feet?
no,
Okay, so it's all above the waist.
yes,
Okay. So you got to give up all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bread, rye, and oats, everything that the Irish eat, you got to give up. No wheat, bread, rye, and oats. You can't drink Irish beer. If you want to drink beer, you got to drink rice beer from Japan, China, let's see here, Australia, New Zealand. Okay. And I want you to, again, give up all the bad stuff. And I want you to take, and how much do you weigh? What's your body weight?
100 pounds.
100 pounds?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
5 feet.
Okay, 5 feet. That's perfect. So at 100 pounds, I want you to take one healthy brain and heart pack per month, one healthy brain and heart pack per month. Get another bottle of our selenium, not from Walgreens, but our selenium has the 5 cofactors in it. Take 3 of our selenium twice a day or 2, 3 times a day for a total of 6 a day. Your hair color will come back. You're going to look 25, 30 years younger in about 6 months. Okay. The varicose veins and spider veins will go away. And the stuff going on in your arms and hands will go away, because I want you to throw one more thing in here. I want you to throw in the MSM. Take 3 of those twice a day, as 1 bottle a month. It'll help rebuild all this connective tissue. And also the hiccups will go away. The hiccups are caused by your skull squeezing the 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve. And there's a recurrent branch which controls your diaphragm, and it's getting squeezed by your skull, causing the hiccups. Okay, do you get them like once a week, once a day, or?
Occasionally. Now,
Okay,
as a child, I got them regularly.
okay, so occasionally, regularly. Okay, so you can say that once or twice a month you'll get a bout of hiccups.
Right, once or twice a month.
Okay, good. All right, well, let's start there. Give you the program, and then also get off all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, or glutens. And your story is going to help a lot of people. Okay, so if you would call us every couple of weeks and give us a status report. Anytime you go to the doctors and get a blood test or anything like that, you don't have diabetes or high blood pressure. Okay, good. Okay, that was a good Irish shake. Okay. 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 So God bless, and let us hear from you in 2 weeks. Okay.
Yes, Doc, thank you so much.
Okay. God bless. Bye-bye.
You too.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Margaret. Dr. Wallach, let's take one of our comments before we go on break.
Okay. Okay.
So Shantae has a client that's 80-year-old male, 5'10", 170 pounds. And he would like to know what you would suggest for a diagnosis of polymyalgia rheumatica.
Okay. Okay.
So pain
Polymyalgia.
in multiple joints,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
multiple
Yeah,
muscles.
Yeah, it's muscle pain, it's joint pain. And again, medical doctors want you to believe it's either a autoimmune disease, like lupus and rheumatoid arthritis kind of stuff. And really, it's just a simple nutritional deficiency. But it's Charlie.
So it's Mr. J. So Shantae is the person
Oh,
who's writing
Shantae.
in.
Oh, okay. Shantae is for Mr. J. Okay. Mr. J. Shantae. Okay. He's got to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, butter, or sugar. And I want him to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. The full dose, everything twice a day. And then I want him to get the MSM. I want him to take 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so he can take 3 with each meal. That's going to help him rebuild connective tissue in his cartilage and ligaments and tendons, connective tissue in his muscles, bone matrix, and so on. Help him rebuild his bone marrow cavity, which is important here in his skull. Also, I want him to take our vitamin D3. He can take 3 of those 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month. He also needs to take our glucogel. You could take 2 bottles a month of that, take 5 of those capsules twice a day, and then take 1 serving of the collagen peptides at noontime, which I do. I put a scoop of the powder in my liquid supplements at noontime. And that way I'm covering everything that my connective tissue, my muscles, my bones and cartilage and ligaments and tendons require. And all that'll clear up pretty quickly. Also, if he wants some pain relief, he can use our CM cream and our trauma oil. Shake up that CM cream good and mix it up, because it does separate every night. The cream goes down to the bottom, water comes up to the top. So you're not going to get consistent results if you don't shake it up and stir it up. And then we also have from our Hemp FX division a CBD oil. There's no THC in it, so it is legal in all states. There's no THC. And so I like to use the Soothe and also 5 or 6 drops of the trauma oil mixed together. I like people to use that at bedtime, because you'll get 2 to 4 hours of pain relief. Whereas the CM cream, you get anywhere from 1 to 2 hours of pain relief with that trauma oil mixed in with it. And so this should go away very quickly. Don't let the doctor convince you this is a genetic thing or a autoimmune thing like lupus and fibromyalgia and all that kind of stuff, and rheumatoid arthritis, because it's not.
And Dr. Wallach, I'm proof that it is not. Because fibromyalgia was one of the things I had in addition to the degenerative bone and disc disease. And I was basically sent off to pain management.
There you go.
Yeah. And within 3 weeks, Dr. Wallach, of doing your protocol, I had no more body pain.
Now, how long have you had this issue before you got on the program?
Oh, goodness. I thought pain was normal even as a child. I remember as early as 7, 8 years old, having pain, not being
Okay,
able to run the bases in baseball.
Okay, so you're talking about what, 30, 40 years?
More than 40.
So more than 40 years, you were paying doctors to help you relieve the discomfort, and they never got rid of it. And you took our program and you got rid of it in 2 weeks. Isn't that
Yeah.
amazing?
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And people think, oh, that's too simple, it won't work. Well, let me tell you, folks, it does work. It does. And
Oh, and
once
you lost 95 pounds along the way.
and I've lost 95 pounds along the way. And once you start feeling this great, you don't want to go back.
There you go.
Trust me. Well, we are at the top of the hour. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us on Ask Doc Live. We are going to take a short 5-minute break, so don't go anywhere. During this time, if you don't need to take a break yourself, go ahead and check out our website at AskDocLive.com. You will find all of the products that Dr. Wallach is mentioning. You can get some information about the supplemental facts there as well. And remember, if somebody shared this program with you, get back with them to place your order. They have a special ordering process that may even save you, shipping this month. So we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. And Dr. Wallach, if you don't mind unmuting yourself, that would be absolutely fabulous.
How's that?
Perfect. All right, so a lot of new people on with us today, Dr. Wallach. I'm really excited. That gives us,
That's a good thing.
greater outreach and more information that can relate to more people. So
Okay.
let's go to Patty, who has her hand up. Patty, go ahead and unmute yourself and turn your camera on if you would. Give her just a second. Hopefully she's back.
Is that Patty?
Yes, she is. Patty?
And video.
Yes, ma'am.
There
you go.
you
You
are.
got it.
Here we are.
How can we help you?
Well, I just, I have scoliosis on the lower lumbar.
Okay.
And I've had it for several years. I'm 61. It's now becoming a pretty debilitating problem. So I've gone to an orthopedic doctor, a neuro, and both of them gave me the exact same diagnosis and treatment, which was a 5-level fusion.
Yes.
So I
The
just
question,
wanted
the question you need to ask them is, do they have kids in college, and is the tuition due?
I'm
Okay,
sure
how much
they do.
How much do you weigh, Patty?
I weigh 138.
Okay. Are you coloring your hair? Is that your natural hair color?
I color my hair.
Okay. And then do you have any varicose veins?
Yeah. No, I have spider veins.
Well, spider veins, varicose veins.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, one man's spiders, another man's arachnoids, right?
Okay.
Okay. And you have blood pressure, diabetes,
No.
any ringing in the ears, or tinnitus, anything like that?
Ringing, say maybe once, a month or something.
Okay. Any dizziness or balance issues?
Well, yeah, my back is hurts. So
Yeah. Okay, sure. And then let's see here. Do you have anything going on in your hands and your wrist, trigger finger, wrist things, carpal tunnel syndrome, arms?
Oh, I have right now I have 4 bulging discs, and I have sciatica up the wazoo. So everything kind of hurts. Like I have tingling in my arms. It's the whole thing.
Wait, okay, stop. You have hemorrhage in your arms? You said?
Pardon me?
Did you say hemorrhage?
No, tingling, like tingling.
Oh, tingling. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. You have osteoporosis of the skull. Okay, and squeezing the spinal cord. That's why you have tingling in your hands and arms, that kind of stuff, because your spinal cord is being squeezed. It's kind of like sciatica in your feet and legs where you have numbness and pain and burning, okay, in your legs, but it's a back problem. Same way with what's going on in your hands and arms. It's a skull problem. You know, you got a big doggy there barking.
Yeah, let me let
Okay.
her out.
Okay. And so basically what you have to do is give up all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, barley, oats, no sugar. Everybody in the household, dog, cat, bird, fish, spouse, renter, roommate, kids, grandkids, caregiver, everybody's got to be drop dead gluten-free. So there's no cross-contamination in the laundry and the food preparation surfaces and the beds and the couches and the rugs and so forth. Then at 138 pounds, you're right at that cusp. So I'm going to go this way. I want you to take one Healthy Brain Heart pack per month, get another bottle of our selenium, not from Walgreens, but our selenium, because it has the 5 cofactors in there necessary to deal with these problems. And I want you to take 3 of our selenium twice a day, because 1 bottle of selenium does come with the Healthy Brain and Heart pack. So you need to get another one. You can take 3 twice a day or 2 3 times a day, whatever's easiest for you. Then I want you to get 2 bottles a month of our MSM. So you can take 3 with each meal. And they're designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae. You regrow those discs very quickly within a couple of weeks. They'll regrow given the right raw materials. Same way with the tendinitis, the ringing in the ears that comes and goes, the stuff going on in your hands, okay, spider veins, varicose veins, hair color will come back. And all this, everything you have here is a nutritional deficiency. Okay, and doctors only need to, all they know is relieve pain and do surgery. They have no training in what information you're getting now, okay?
Right, right.
And so what you want to do is say, well, I'm going to take 90 days and, you know, look at other things before I decide on what we're going to do here. So you start this, when you hang up, you can box up all the gluten in the house. I mean, don't say, well, I got a 6-month supply here, I'll just use it up and then I won't buy any more. No, you want to get rid of it now. Okay, so you can maximum.
How do you know, does everything have gluten? It seems like everything has gluten.
Well, it depends on your cupboard. Okay, oatmeal, Aunt Jemima's pancakes, flour tortillas, spaghetti, chicken noodle soup, pizza crust, unless it's a cauliflower gluten-free pizza,
Right.
beer. Okay, you got to read labels. Okay, read labels. If it says gluten, it's got gluten in it. Okay,
Right.
if it's got wheat, barley, rye, and oats, and it's got gluten. You know, Scotch, bourbon, rye whiskey, beer, and it used to be vodka.
No, I'm kidding.
Huh? Vodka
What
used to
about
be.
vodka?
I'm sorry. What about what?
Vodka.
Well, you
I
got to
was
read the
teasing.
label. Well,
Yeah.
you got to. Well, that's a good question because it used to be made out of potatoes, but now
Mhm.
95% of vodka is made from wheat.
Mm.
So you got to read the label and see if it's the original ingredients of potatoes, or if
Right.
it's this is the new and wonderful vodka made from wheat. Okay, so you got to read the labels, and then you cannot go to places say, well, I'm just going to have a salad. Okay, well, the same waitress who's bringing you your salad brought all the tables next door bread and pizza, and
Oh.
so you're getting cross-contaminated. You can't go to those places.
Mm.
Even going through the drive-through, they use the same ovens to cook your
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, you can't do it.
Yeah, I don't eat out a lot.
Okay, so again, the 1 Healthy Brain and Heart pack, half a dose of everything twice a day except for the selenium. Get another bottle of selenium, so you can take 3 of those twice a day. I want you to get 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 of those with each meal. It's going to help repair muscle, bone, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, including in the skull. And then the vitamin D3, I want you to take 3 of those 3 times a day. That's 3 bottles a month. I want you to take the glucogel. You can take 5 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. I only weigh 142. I don't weigh much more than you, and I do all that. And I
Yeah,
also
I'm
have.
about 5 pounds overweight. I weigh about 8 pounds more than I'd like to.
Okay, well, you'll lose weight just getting off all the bad foods. Then you also either go to a gym, or if you don't want to do that and get exposed to COVID, I got one of these inversion tables, but I always have somebody there to help me. I'm 82 years old, and I don't have anything wrong with me, but just at 82 years old, I don't want to fall getting into that inversion table and break my leg because I fell sideways or something. So you want to have somebody there to help you, but get an inversion table so you can hang upside down for. In the beginning, you may only want to hang upside down for 5 minutes.
Right.
Until you get used to it. But, I hang upside down for about 10, 12, 15 minutes twice a day. I walk 2 miles a day, do 20 push-ups a day. but hanging upside down will help you straighten out your back. And also they sell these belts you can put on, okay? Because you're going to be improving your posture. You're going to be hanging upside down, all that kind of stuff. And so you want to put this belt on during your walking day when you wake up in the morning, and you can get those, you know, in any one of these shops that sell these, you know, everything from wheelchairs to walkers and slings and.
Yeah, I have a couple actually that I.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
But you'll get more benefit from them if you're using the inversion table. So you're letting gravity help you straighten everything out, and then you cinch up that belt when you get off of there, and you're taking your supplements and you're staying away from the bad stuff so you can absorb the supplement, all that. Okay, and you get on an auto ship. I will pay the shipping if you get on an auto ship. How's that?
Yeah, I actually already take a whole bunch of your stuff.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I do I did, I think the first pack I got was the heart pack.
Brain and heart. Mm-hmm. Good.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
maybe it was the staying young pack I got, but.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
well, give us a call every couple of weeks and let us know what's
Okay.
going on. You'll have a great testimony for a lot of people who are middle-aged people like yourself, and you'll have a great testimony. And so appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Okay.
Dr. Wallach, I'm so glad that you didn't forget that inversion table, because that's something you recommended to me. And, you know, a whole year of doing decompression therapy 3 times a week did nothing. And that inversion table was amazing.
Now, decompression therapy, did you have to pay the doctor for that?
Yeah, it was $90 a session and 3 times a week. No
Well,
insurance.
there you go. I had kids in college and need tuition.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, decompression, the inversion table is the best decompression out there.
Well, that's why I
period.
came out with, that's why I came out with a CD called "Is Your Doctor Killing You?" and "Dead Doctors Don't Lie." And my most recent one, that's my favorite. I have 2 of them. They're my most recent ones. One is Red Warning Lights. Pharmacist Keith and I, we go give you 8 or 9 different pre-existing conditions that will set you up for a bad outcome from COVID. But they're all nutritional deficiency diseases. Obesity is the worst one. Obesity is a nutritional deficiency disease, not a calorie deficiency, but a nutritional deficiency disease. And when they did a big study, and it came out just a couple of weeks ago, and they said the number 1 pre-existing condition that increases your risk of a bad outcome of a COVID infection is obesity. Why is that? Because it's a nutritional deficiency impacting negatively the bone marrow. Got it?
I got it. I got it. I
Okay.
hope other people get it too, because, you know, it has proven to be absolutely 100% correct.
Well, that's the advantage I have of doing 32,000 autopsies. And 20,000 of them are in the Smithsonian Institute's National Treasure. If people want to have some fun, they can go online to Siri or Amazon and ask, is Dr. Wallach's book, The Diseases of Exotic Animals, EXOTIC, because it was 17,000 some change autopsies of over 454 species of zoo animals. I was looking for a canary in the mines for pollution, to warn us of pollution for humans. And I figured, well, go to the zoos and they have all these different species. There's bound to be one of them that'll be sensitive to the same pollutants as humans. So then that also included 3,000 humans. It started out as a 5,000 page manuscript, and it's in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure, because it showed there were no genetically transmitted diseases. There are no genetically transmitted birth defects. It's all just nutritional deficiency. Boy, it freaked everybody out. And just ask Siri or Amazon if there's any of those books available. W.B. Saunders, the medical textbook publishing company, edited it down from 5,000 pages to 1,200 pages and put a hard cover on it. And they sold I think 30,000 of them in the first 90 days, and then sold another 30,000 in the next 90 days. And see how much they caused, how much they cost now. Used, beat up, dog peed on it, dog-eared, a lot of riding in the borders, in fair condition, used. See what that costs. In good condition, used from a college library. See what that costs, and then see what the new ones cost. Still in the box, still wrapped in plastic, and not opened up yet. And
Well,
then call us.
the difference between the good version and the one less than that is well worth it. So we did have a comment that came through as we were talking
Mhm.
about inversion tables, Dr.
Mhm.
Wallach. And John says that his ophthalmologist discourages inversion tables because he has glaucoma. What's your opinion on that?
Get a different eye doctor. Okay. Glaucoma can be caused by several things, including ONA, optic nerve atrophy. When you have osteoporosis of the skull, your skull begins to squeeze not only the optic nerve, okay, and you're starting to lose your vision, but also it squeezes the artery going to the eye, and it squeezes the veins coming back from the eye back into the skull to bring the, so the pressure in the eye begins to go up. It's not an eye thing, it's osteoporosis of the skull. And that's why I came up with the book, It's All in Your Head. It covers 25 different diseases that are caused by osteoporosis of the skull. Your doctors will never talk about osteoporosis of the skull because their golf buddies and their tennis partners are always neurologists and ear, nose, and throat doctors and ear doctors and eye doctors and dentists. So they never tell you, hey, you got osteoporosis of the skull, take Wallach stuff and it'll go away. But they send you to these guys who just relieve pain and inflammation, but never fix it because it's osteoporosis of the skull.
All right. Again, everybody, go to AskDocLive.com if you want to find any of Dr. Wallach's most popular publications and the products that he is speaking about today. But first, if you were invited to this program by somebody specific, get back with them. Now, Dr. Wallach, Lee says his wife's coworker's son has been diagnosed with diabetes. He's 3 years old, is gaining weight, and is overweight for his age. Can he be given the sweeties?
Okay, 3 years old. And if it's type 1, he would have been diagnosed within a couple of days because they take blood from the umbilical cord when they're born and they screen them for type 1 diabetes and everything. So they would have known it by the time he's a week old, okay, if he's got diabetes type 1, which is a birth defect, not a genetic birth defect. But mom was missing nutrition when the beta cells are forming in the islets of Langerhans, the pancreas, that make insulin. Instead of having 6,000 of them per islet of Langerhans, you may only have 6. So you're born a type 1 diabetic. Okay. I get people, Rebecca, who come to me and they say, well, I'm 65 years old and I was just diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I said, what? Did you have diabetes before that? No, I never had any problems at all. When I went to the doctor, he says I got type 1 diabetes. I said, well, why do you say that? Well, he diagnosed me with diabetes a month before and he gave me metformin. Oh, okay. And it didn't work, did it? I said, no, it didn't work. And then he gave me a shot of insulin. Boy, in 30 seconds, it just brought the blood sugar down. So he said, I have type 1. We need to go to a different doctor because that doctor is lying to you. It's not type 1. The reason is that the metformin didn't work is because guess what? You couldn't absorb it. It's an oral medication for diabetes. You take it orally. You've been eating gluten all your life for 65 years. Your intestines are dead. You couldn't absorb the metformin. But when he gave you the shot, it worked perfectly. Okay, we'll get off of gluten, get on our healthy, let's see here, blood sugar packs, 1 per 100 pounds of body weight. And then, take your blood sugar. If you're on medication, go ahead and take the medication. But as your blood sugar drops, you reduce your medication based on the numbers. And then call me every couple of weeks and tell me what's going on. And
So
usually within 2 to 6 weeks, you're not a diabetic anymore.
Right. So for this 3-year-old kiddo, though, Dr. Wallach, would we do like the kids' toddy?
Yeah, I'd give the kid the kids toddy and also give them the EFAs. Don't forget the EFAs, right? And I would also, let's see here, I would also give the kid the, I would give him the Z radical, which is the liquid form of our fucoid Z. It has all the seaweed in it, all these weird trace minerals and everything. I'd go ahead at, he's a little overweight. I would go ahead and give him, say, start him out at a half a teaspoon twice a day of the Z radical. And don't forget the EFAs. I'd give him 1 EFA and 1 EFA plus. And if he doesn't want to swallow them, just puncture the capsules or soft shell capsules, puncture them with a needle and squirt it on his food. No gluten, no wheat, no brown rye oats, no wheat, no brown rye oats. But also he needs the sweeties. Okay. And I start him out with 1 capsule a day. I'm sure they're giving him some kind of medication, maybe metformin or whatever it is, or trying to control it by diet. But just to start him out with 1 capsule a day of the sweeties and open it up and divide it into, in his drink, his kid's toddy, half a capsule at breakfast, half a capsule at dinner time. And then after a month, he can go to a capsule twice a day, and let's see what happens to that blood sugar. But yeah, I get this all the time where kids are, oh, yeah, my kid was just diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. How old? Oh, he's 12 years old. Did he have diabetes before? No. But he just
Yeah.
had to have a physical for, playing sports, and they found that he had diabetes, and they said it was type 1, but it didn't respond to the medication. Well, because he'd been eating gluten.
Well, and Lee has another question in regards to his granddaughter, and granddaughter is 10 years old, 5'1", weight is about 120 pounds. Can she have the Z Radical and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine?
Yeah, it needs the phase and all kinds. So I'd get the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. Okay, one at 120 pounds is one Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. Okay, and then I'd throw in the Z Radical. But this kid needs the EFAs and all the other nutrients in there, not just one piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely. And one thing that I know for a fact, and I've been able to prove it with my son as well, is when you start giving your kiddos the 90 essential nutrients, almost all of their cravings for all that junk food that they want diminishes.
Oh yeah,
Body's
because
not starving.
the body's not starving for calories; it's starving for nutrients. It's called pica, P-I-C-A. You can look it up, and that's why people become obese. And I say it's a nutritional deficiency. What do you mean nutritional deficiency? Look at me. I'm 120, 150 pounds overweight. What do you mean nutritional deficiency? I didn't say a calorie deficiency. I said you have a nutritional deficiency. There's certain nutrients are missing. If you take my program, you'll stop craving eating 16 meals a day. Okay, you'll just eat your 3 regular meals or 2 meals a day, and you'll lose a half a pound, 2 pounds a day. And you can speed it up by using our keto caramel meal. Start out with 1 meal a day and get used to that. And you'll lose about a half a pound a day on 1 meal a day, a keto meal. Doesn't have to be the same meal every day. And then once you've been on that 1 meal a day for a month or two, and you say, oh, let's try it for 2 months, or 2 times a day. See how that goes. And you'll start losing 2 pounds a day. Okay. And so you can go as fast as you want, but start out with one dose a day. A keto caramel meal could be either the shake or the bar. It doesn't have to be the same meal every day. If you're in a hurry, just use the bar, tear the label off and slam it down. If you're not in a hurry, you can make the shake and savor it.
Yes. No, you can savor both of them. I love the keto caramel bar. Just taking a little bite and drink some water with some minerals in it. Absolutely fantastic and very satisfying. Let's go to the next hand up, Dr. Wallach. And Kitty, go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hello.
Kitty. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. I've been taking your products now for several months, and last summer I was diagnosed with, they did a scan. I'm 74 years old. I'm 5'4". I weigh 116 pounds. My doctor had a scan done of the arteries around my heart and found one. There were 5 of them. She did 5 of them. 4 of them were clear. One of them had a calcium reading of 19.1. So she put me on a low dose
statin drug?
Statin, yeah. And I got the prescription filled and I took it for 30 days. And in the meantime, I read up on statins and it scared the daylights out of me. So
Good.
I called up my critical health contact, and he recommended RYL beta 500, which I've been taking. And they had me come in for blood tests to monitor my cholesterol levels. And my last lab they went down 10 points, but they decided that there was something going on with my kidneys. And I'm supposed to go in for another lab test this Tuesday, but I wondered if you have a recommendation.
Yes. Okay. Do you have high blood pressure, diabetes?
I don't have diabetes. My blood pressure has been going up. I assume it's from the cholesterol.
No, it's from the kidneys. When your kidneys aren't happy, they release a hormone called renin, which drives your blood pressure up. Okay.
Oh.
And so kidneys will have blocked arteries in them, and that's why they release that hormone renin to drive clean blood or dirty blood into the kidneys so it can clean it. Okay. I take people that haven't urinated in 10 years, and in 2 weeks' time, they're urinating.
Oh, my
They're in
goodness.
dialysis. They're in dialysis 6 days a week and all that kind of stuff. And so it's because they had bad arteries, but it wasn't from cholesterol. The cholesterol is an essential nutrient. 75% of your brain weight is cholesterol. Doctors created Alzheimer's disease when they started giving people statin drugs to lower their cholesterol because they incorrectly thought the cholesterol caused the plugging of the arteries. That's not correct. Has the advantage of doing 32,000 autopsies. Okay. I read all the histories and all this, that, and the other, and their diets and everything. And so they got it all wrong there. Okay. Statin drugs is the cause of Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease only came along in the 1960s. It's a direct effect of the use of statin drugs. 75% of your brain weight is cholesterol. If you're not eating 3 eggs twice a day, you're going to get Alzheimer's disease, especially if you're using statin drugs. Let's see here. So also, you can go through menopause early, and guys can get ED because testosterone and estrogen both are 95% by weight cholesterol.
Oh,
Now
okay.
they did have dementias going back into Bible days. It's written up in the Bible, but Alzheimer's disease is a very specific form of dementia, and so they created it with the introduction of statin drugs. So statin drugs should be off of everybody's list. If you have any left over, box it up and give it to your doctor. Document it with a note so you can take it off your taxes. If you're going to do this as a business and help other people, you'll be able to deduct all the statin drugs and oatmeal and Aunt Jemima's pancake flour and all that kind of stuff. Give it to your doctor and you'll be able to deduct it off your taxes.
Well, I did quit taking, I've been on your products for several months, and that makes sense, what you said about the veins and the kidneys, because I have varicose veins. And
you
so,
have white and gray hair, right? You're coloring your hair?
no, my hair color kind of runs in the family. We don't get gray until we're really, really old.
So you're telling me that's your normal hair color, or it's a wig, or what?
No, it's real. It's real.
Okay, but you do have some varicose veins or spider veins?
Oh, I have varicose veins. Yes, I do.
Okay, well, the gray and white hair is coming.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But
Okay.
if you do what I say, you can be 150 and still have your hair color. Normal
Okay,
hair color. Okay.
I'll soak it up.
All right.
All right, Kitty, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and move on to Julie with her hand up. Julie, go ahead and unmute yourself. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Okay. Hi, Doc. I am 67 years old. I weigh 210 pounds and I'm 5'2". The biggest problem I have is that I can't see. I'm colorblind. That happened about 6 years ago. It started to happen. And my vision is very fuzzy. When I go to the doctor, they do all these tests. They say they can't do anything, but they have all said that my optic nerve is pale, more so in my left eye than my right eye.
Yeah. You have what's called
Pardon me?
Somebody's got something going on. I'm getting a big echo there. Okay.
I don't have anything on.
Okay. You have ONA, optic nerve atrophy. Okay. Do you have any ringing in your ears? Any tinnitus or ringing in your ears?
No ringing in my ears, but sometimes it feels like the bone in my head behind my ear hurts.
Okay. Do you have any balance?
No.
Okay. It sounds like somebody's underwater gargling here, Rebecca.
Oh.
I think you may have traffic passing by, Doc.
Not me.
No, she
I don't.
might. No?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't have a phone on or anything.
Okay.
That sounds like a bit of an echo, Julie. Perhaps if your speakers were down just a little bit. I think you were.
Oh, turn the speakers
That sounds like
down?
audio feedback to me. So Doc's hearing himself back is what's going on.
Is that any better?
We'll
find
know in a
out when
minute.
Doc says.
We'll know in a minute. Okay. Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
I still hear something, but it's a little better. All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm hearing a big echo now. Okay. This isn't going to work. Okay.
Okay. I understand.
I'll go ahead and mute Julie, Doc, and we'll see if that
Okay.
works better, and you can go ahead and tell her what she
Okay.
needs to do.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's 100% better. Thank you. You muted her. All right. So at any rate, Julie needs to get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, rye, and oats, no sugar. And at 210 pounds at 5'2", she needs to lose 100 pounds. So I wanted to start out with one of her 3 meals a day. She needs to be a keto caramel meal, either the bar or the shake. It doesn't have to be the same meal. And after a month or so, she could move up to 2 meals a day if she feels comfortable with that. But her remaining meals, other than the keto meal or meals, need to be an Asian meal, okay? Rice, sweet potatoes, maize, beans, squash, and seaweed. So she needs to take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, in addition to the keto meal, okay? Keto caramel bar or a keto caramel shake. She needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose, everything twice a day. I want her to get the MSM. She needs 2 bottles a month of that, so you can take 3 with each meal. That's going to help rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone, makes your bone itself. Let's see here. I also want her to have a vitamin D3. She needs 3 of those at least twice a day, maybe 3 times a day. Again, she's got all these various issues that's going to set her up for a bad outcome if she gets the coronavirus infection. And so she needs to move on this fast because it's spiking again in America. And then I also want her to have the glucogel, 5 capsules twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And then I want her to have the collagen peptides at lunchtime, 1 scoop in one of her bottles of her drinks, her supplement drinks. And I want her to use our Rebound sports drink instead of even diet drinks. No diet colas, nothing like that. No big glasses of juice and so on. Use our Rebound sports drink, which has 100 nutrients in it. All the other, quote, sports drinks, unquote, are really energy drinks. They're just mostly sugar and caffeine, like Red Bull and Gatorade and that kind of stuff. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. And for those that are the sugar-free ones, they're using saccharin and aspartame, which you really don't want in your body, folks. Let's keep it natural and empower yourselves to know that you are worth the investment of putting good nutrients, good energy into your body. Next, let's go to Mike, Dr. Wallach, who has his hand up. Mike, if you could unmute yourself. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hi, Mike.
Greetings. I have a list of items, however you would like to go, yes and no.
Okay, is this for you?
Yes.
Okay, we'll start out with your age, your weight, and how tall are you?
As far as age is 79 and 2 months.
Okay. Weight?
205.
And how tall are you?
6 feet.
Okay. Now, I can't see you for some reason.
Yes, my drivers for my camera don't work right now.
Okay. So, do you have gray hair?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have varicose veins or spider veins in your legs?
Minor ones at the left.
Okay. It's kind of like, I'm only a little bit pregnant. Okay. Okay. So, what else you got?
I have 6 or 7 items I can go through quickly or go through one at a time.
Just list them all quickly.
First is right leg, foot still slightly numb or gets colder easier. Number 2, right leg inside area, blood patterns under skin from lower under right knee to slightly below inside thigh at growth or growing area. Number 3, left leg at foot, ankle, joint, some swelling from sock pressure, redness, band, ankle area slowly receding. Upper chest area, pressure from food consumption relieved by gas belt or anal discharge. Number 5, mouth, lower left jaw, molar, loss filling large cavity, tooth slightly loose, some gum bleed. Number 6, blood pressure varies between 120 and 135. Not very hungry, eat very small amounts daily. End of items.
Okay. Let me ask you a couple of quick questions. Do you have any tinnitus or ringing in the ears?
Maybe once or twice. We've been following you a long time, so we're paying attention to all your rules.
Okay, good. Do you have any things like balance issues?
I did 2 months ago and seem like I'm not experiencing that at the present time.
Okay. Anything going on with skin, eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or rosacea?
Only thing I can say about skin is slightly dry.
Okay. What about heart rate? You've got blood pressure issues maybe, but what about heart rate? Irregular heart rate, fast heart rate, slow heart rate?
I would have to go back to my log chart if I could pull it up quickly, but in general, the blood rate seems to be 60 to 67.
Okay, that's the heart rate. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you're 79 years old. The odds are you have some osteoporosis here with all these symptoms. You got some dental problems. Gastroparesis, or you're belching and burping and all that kind of stuff, can be due to squeezing of the 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve. It's called gastroparesis, and a lot of doctors will think you have gastric ulcers because it creates a lot of pain and discomfort in the belly area. And then the tinnitus and balance issues and dry skin issues can be from gluten and deficiencies, even if you're supplementing. So you got to get rid of the gluten. And then all this foot stuff, vascular stuff in your legs can be due to low back issues. Okay, we're talking about sciatica. Do you have anything going on in your hands, trigger finger, anything like that?
Occasionally, I've had pain in the fingers. Now that you say trigger finger, I will be paying attention the next time it occurs.
Okay. And so, yeah, as your skull is squeezing, your spinal cord is coming out of the back of your skull. People don't realize it, but your spinal cord is not formed in your back. It's formed in your skull, inside your brain, and comes out of the back of the skull. And so when you get osteoporosis of the skull, the hole that the spinal cord is coming through gets smaller and squeezes the spinal cord, and you get all these weird symptoms in your hands and arms and fingers and feet and so on. Same way as having peripheral neuropathies in your feet. It's a back problem. So here we go. 205 pounds. And again, this is for our greater listening audience because you're already doing a lot of this, but it's for everybody to hear. You need to get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, brown oats, no sugar. I want you to, this will be for life, not for just a couple of weeks. This is, you got to live like an Asian, live on rice and maize, corn, sweet potatoes, beans, squash, and seaweed. So you'll understand why I'm giving you what I'm giving you. 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose, everything twice a day. 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 with each meal. And they're designed to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone, makes it bone itself, skin, artery walls, vein walls, and so forth. And so then I also want you to have vitamin D3. Go ahead and take 3 of those 3 times a day. That'll be 3 bottles a month of our vitamin D3. You can take 2 bottles a month of our glucogel, which I do, and I only weigh 142 pounds. Take 5 twice a day, and then get a canister of the collagen peptides. Take a scoop of that in your liquid supplements at midday during the lunch hour. Okay, and that's going to help you again rebuild all your connective tissue in your body, which is where your main problems seem to be. And if you have pain in any joint or back or fingers and that kind of stuff, we do have the CM cream, and you can add 5 or 6 drops of trauma oil from our aromatherapy oil division into a teaspoon of CM cream, stir it up real good because it does settle every night. Place it on your fingers or wrists or hands, feet, ankles, toes. And then because you have some vascular stuff going on, a little bit of blood pressure issues, I would throw in the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. That's going to support healthy blood flow through blocked arteries in your brain, eyes, hands, legs, kidneys, every place. And so you'll find that you're going to get a great deal of improvement in all those areas. So with that said, give us a call every couple of weeks. Don't wait so long. You call us in 2 weeks and 4 weeks and 6 weeks. Anytime you go to a doctor and get an evaluation, call us and let us know what the doctor says, because everything you have is directly related to a nutritional deficiency. And so we can deal with that very easily by dietary change, maximize absorption, and then take the supplement program to ensure you're getting everything you need. You cannot eat well enough to guarantee you're going to get everything. Okay, let's see here, Rebecca, let's go to a caller.
All right. Well, Dr. Wallach, I have Mark who has a question in regards to minimizing or mitigating the flatulence or farting effects after taking supplementation. So he says that he's heard that the body is getting used to the regular calcium, and OsteoFX is being a specific product that he's taking. And so he's been taking it for 6 months with half a dose at lunch, half a dose at dinner. What is he missing, or what can he add that's going to help with that?
Okay,
Something
now,
in his digestive system's not absorbing properly, right?
well, he needs to get rid of all the bad foods, no fried food, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, bran, oats, no sugar. Now, is that all he's taking? Is the osteo, or is he taking all 90 with extra osteo? I didn't get that.
And I didn't get all that information either. I'm going to assume that he's taking all of the nutrients. It's just after the osteo that he's
Yeah, we
feeling
need
this
to,
problem.
okay, yeah. But he needs to get rid of all the bad stuff. And then it wouldn't hurt for him to get our ultimate enzymes. He could take 2 or 3 of those, say 5 to 10 minutes for each meal, with a couple ounces of water. But he needs to stay away from all the bad stuff. He cannot have one cheat meal a month. Okay, no. If he has any at the house, box it up and give it to the doctor. And it's kind of like to Russia with love,
Yeah.
to
But
the
he did
doctor with
mention,
love.
yeah, he did mention in the comments, he added that he has taken the BTT 2.5, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, but see, that's not a replacement for the BTT 2.0 powder, which is in part of the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. The tablets, whether it's the 2.0 tablets,
Right. He's not taking the tablets. He's taken the methylated version of the BTT, the 2.5 powder.
Oh, he's taking the powder, not the tablets.
Correct.
Okay, I'll check that out. All right.
All right. So next, John would like you to share your opinion on doing cleanses and how, if advised, and what about fasting?
Okay, well, fasting is found a lot in many religious faiths. Fasting is part of a religious thing. And in the old days, it would help you. They didn't have drugs and things to get at the pharmacy to relieve symptoms. And in the old days, fasting was a good thing because you stopped eating the bad stuff and the symptoms would go away. Okay, but now we have so many chemicals in our environment and so forth. I like to use the herbal rainforest as a detox. And, per 100 pounds of body weight, you use a half ounce twice a day. If you weigh 200 pounds, you could do an ounce twice a day of the herbal rainforest. I go through a quart of herbal rainforest a month because I put a half ounce a day in my liquid drinks in the morning. And if I go to a restaurant or something like that, which I don't do very often because of the cross-contamination, I'll take another dose of the herbal rainforest when I come home.
All right, perfect. Let's go to our next person with their hand up. So this is Susan and Pete, Dr. Wallach. Susan, go ahead and unmute yourself. You and Pete are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hi, this is Pete.
Hi, I'm about 62 years old, 130 pounds, maybe 5'4", 5'5". And when I was young, I had a lot of concussions, brain injuries, starting from like 2-3 years old. And I'm wondering, can brain concussions be healed, or do we just have to live with it forever?
No, they heal. Your brain, has a good blood supply and has the capacity to heal like all other cells. And if you're 62 now, if you've come 58 years, you should have healed anything that's going on with concussions as a 3-year-old. And so I don't know if you're running under low bars and hitting your head, or you're getting kicked down the stairs or beat up, or what was going on. But
one time I was hit in the head with a baseball bat. Another time I was ran over by a Langendorf bread truck. I was in the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
5 months, and then fell out of a shopping cart, and then beat up a bunch as a kid and fell down. So I went for a brain scan, and they pointed out all the red areas of horrible concussions. And so if there's a way way to heal that, I would like to know about it.
Yeah, and so what you want to do is get rid of all the bad foods: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat bran granules, no sugar. You weigh 130 pounds. I'd be a little heavy-handed here. I'd go with 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose, everything twice a day. I would also take our Synaptive, take 3 of those twice a day. I take that and I don't have any problems. And it gives your brain cells the chemicals they need to actually make contact with the other next door neighbor cells. I want you to take our de-stress capsules, take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. Take our Ultimate Niacin Plus, take 1 of those twice a day. That's 1 bottle a month. And then I also want you to take our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. Take 3 of those twice a day. And they will support healthy blood pressure, but also increase healthy blood flow through blocked arteries, whether it's the brain or the kidneys or the heart or the legs or wherever.
Can you repeat that last one?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I can't repeat stuff, but if you didn't get it, it's going to be posted. Okay, so you can go to the posting and get it. I apologize. Otherwise, we never get to the next person. And let's see here. Oh, you need to eat 3 eggs twice a day with soft yolks. Hard-boiled eggs won't count. Fried eggs will cause cancer, but I have 3 eggs twice a day. 3 eggs for breakfast, 3 eggs for dinner time with soft yolks, soft boiled, soft poached, soft scrambled in butter. And I eat those with my gluten-free pizza. I eat them with my lamb chops. I eat them with my hamburgers. I eat them with my smoked sockeye wild salmon from Alaska. So I'm eating those eggs all day, okay? And you want to do that and make sure that you're getting the raw material. Just remember, the 75% of your brain weight is cholesterol. Do not get on statin drugs. Do not get on anything that has that's going to marginalize or block cholesterol. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Pete. Next, let's go to S. Christie. So, and unfortunately, though, I don't see that your audio is connected, Christy. So I have nothing to request for you to unmute. So you'll have to click and then say join audio. There we go. Now go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hi, Christy.
Christy, you may need to turn your volume up on your computer. Because we know you're talking, but we can't hear you.
Nope, still not hearing that. But I think I do have her question here, Dr. Wallach.
Okay.
So she's 53-year-old female, 133 pounds, 5'3" with 30 years of rheumatoid arthritis. She wants to know, how do I get started on your program and get off the NSAIDs? I'm on Celebrex and Leufonamide. I'm also on the doxycycline every 12 hours to suppress infection in my knee, prosthesis, and patella. Surgery of a patellar tendon allograft.
Okay, stop. I get it.
She's had 5 joint replacements, Dr. Wallach.
Yeah, well, she's been abused by doctors because they had kids in college and they needed the tuition money, okay? She's been milked like a cow. And insurance paid, so the doctors don't feel bad about taking that money, okay? Well, rheumatoid arthritis is nutritional deficiency arthritis with a secondary infection with a bug called mycoplasma. The mycoplasma is killable in a couple of weeks with a antibiotic called minocycline, like the bait fish, minocycline. And let's see here, you go to the Rheumatology Foundation, and they will tell you how you can get the minocycline. You go online. So go to Siri or Amazon or wherever, and go to the Rheumatology Foundation. It'll tell you how to get a hold of a doctor who will write your prescription for the minocycline. In the meantime, at 133 pounds, I would have you take 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose thing twice a day, 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 with each meal, rebuild cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone, major bone itself, and even tighten the bones around the prostheses and the joint replacements. And then also vitamin D3, don't forget 3 of those twice a day, 2 vials a month. And then let's see here, for the anti-inflammatory thing, I would also throw in the Fucoid Z capsules, 3 of those twice a day. And if you prefer the liquids, you could get the Z radical, take an ounce of that twice a day. It's the same thing, just one's a liquid, one's a capsule. And don't forget the, let's see here, don't forget the CM cream and the trauma oil applied to your joints that hurt, or Hemp FX Soothe. You can add the trauma oil, 4 or 5 or 6 drops of that to each teaspoon of the Soothe from our Hemp FX trauma oil called Soothe, and apply that to your joints and knees and muscles that hurt. Same way with the CM cream, with the trauma oil. And so this, this will put you in good shape here. But you got to stay on this diet. You got to get rid of the bad stuff forever. You got to be on the nutrition forever. It's just sad that you weren't introduced to all this when you were first diagnosed. And we need to do something. I think I'm going to start looking for a court case here to deal with some of these doctors who just really use the patient as a dairy cow and milk you every time he needs money. Oh, it's time now, or you're at that point now, we need to do another knee replacement. Then 3 years later, oh, it's time now, we need to do a hip replacement. 5 years from now, oh, we need to do the other hip. Okay, well, the question you need to ask the doctor, do you have kids in college and is tuition due right now? Why suddenly now do I need the surgery? Okay, and so this is a terrible, terrible history, but that minocycline will kill the bug that causes rheumatoid arthritis. It's a secondary infection on top of just simple nutritional deficiency arthritis.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. And Christy, if you go to the chat, you will see that Ruth Ellen posted that specific link that goes directly to the document where the rheumatology.org has put up that it's a treatment for rheumatoid. So go ahead and click the chat, then click on that link. It'll open up in another window for you, and you'll still be connected with us. So Dr. Wallach, Kevin has announced, and he said it a couple times here, that he has been helped by following Dr. Wallach. So I think that's a thank you, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, we appreciate those because it helps people know that, and I want people to know too, that I don't make any money from the sales of any of these products. So I'm not driving my income by selling these products, okay? I did it this way so that nobody could say that, well, no wonder you're selling all these products. Well, you make all that money. No, I do make money by selling books and CDs and DVDs, so please buy lots of those.
Absolutely. And again, you can get his most popular books at askdoclive.com. We also have all of the recordings, including today's, which will be up later today or first thing in the morning, of all of our Ask Doc Live programs. Now, we are coming up to the top of the hour. I have one more comment here, Dr.
Okay.
Wallach. Sandra wants to know, what do you recommend to reverse intestinal permeability? She's 37 years old, 180 pounds, and 1.57 meters. Let me get the conversion there.
Meters about 3 feet. So
she's about 5 foot. Oh, about 5 foot 2.
1 or 2, yeah. Okay, so she's get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, butter, iron, oats, no sugar. Everybody in the family, the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, renter, roommate, spouse, kids, grandma, caregivers, everybody's got to be drop dead gluten-free. You can't have one cheat meal a month. This will be a lifetime deal. And when you start losing intestinal permeability, and this is an easy thing to find out, people say, well, how do I know that? Well, get our book, Rare Earths Forbidden Cures. Go to chapter 9 and 10, tells you how to clip the hair, where to collect it from. And you have to note, is this pubic hair, is this chest hair, is this hair, scalp hair, where's the hair from? And then also you package it up, be sure to put the check in there. The book will tell you how much to send with the check, because they won't run the test without the check. They're not going to run the test and then send you a bill. No, they won't even run it without the check on the front end. And then when you get it back, it's very self-explanatory. There's all this information in the front part, and you get the results on the nutritional minerals, where they're at, whether they're low or non-existent, you're not absorbing, or kind of thing. Or toxic metals, there's another chart for toxic metals, mercury and lead and all that kind of stuff. And so I do that once a year because I travel so much. I'm all over the world. So I get a hair analysis myself once a year. I pay for it. And it's very, very, very valuable, because when you have, again, when you have, oh gosh, somehow I got into some mercury. So what you want to do then is take some of our herbal rainforest, okay, and then in 2 months' time, get another hair analysis. Oh, it's all gone now. And that's how you work it, okay?
Yep, absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And Margaret Ann just put in a comment, and this will be closing out our show today. She says, thank God for Dr. Wallach. He has helped my husband and I so, so much. Margaret and Michael. And she wants to say thank you to all of us for this wonderful weekly call. We appreciate each of you.
Well, thank you, Margaret.
Yeah, we appreciate Dr. Wallach. We appreciate all of you who join us every Friday, taking time out of your schedules to be empowered on learning about alternative modalities to addressing health, whether it is maintaining health or being reactive towards health. Of course, proactive is going to be cheapest, but even reactive is cheaper than surgery. So Dr. Wallach, thank you so much again for spending 2 hours with us. We appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Rebecca. And of course, I hate it when I hear the surgery was a success, but the patient died. So try the non-surgical approach first, and don't be one of those statistics. Thank you so much. Remember, the third leading cause of death in American hospitals, according to Johns Hopkins in August of last year, is medical errors.
That's right. Let's stay away from those medical errors. There's an easy way to do that. Let's just supplement, everybody. Let's get your bodies healthy and active and processing the way they're meant to process.
Add 25 to 50 healthy years of your life.
That's right. I've got at least 80 more.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to beat that 120 mark, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, then you're going to be a super centenarian. People should go to Siri and say, give me a list of the super centenarians in America. You'll be amazed at how many people are older than 110. 110 is the mark. If you get to be 110, you're a super centenarian. And there's hundreds of them. They're over 110. Many of them still alive today. Yep. We're going to do it.
You're going to be there in 30 years.
Let's go, girl.
Let's go. All right, everybody. Again, thank you for coming to the Ask Doc Live program. You can go to our website and find all of the products that you heard Dr. Wallach speak of today in the store. But please get with the person that invited you to this program first. They are the ones that have your interest in their best interest, or your best interest in their interest. And they might even have a special program to get you started. So thank you again, everybody. Have a fabulous weekend. We will see you again, same place, same time, next Friday on AskDocLive.com. Bye, everybody. Oh, and I just want to do a special call out because, our technical guy there, Jaunty, and his cute little frog. Yeah, he's pretty awesome on the back end. Ruth Ellen with all of the information that she shares, and Nasima with all the information that she shares. You guys are fabulous. Thank you so much for all your support. Bye for now, everybody.